Hi, Robert Grigor here of Grigor Counseling. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to show you very quickly a nice, easy tool that can help you manage stress, difficult feelings, situations that might be coming up for you in your life, or memories from the past that keep popping up, or fears of the future, even. So there's a whole range of things that can be very useful for this tool. So what the tool is, it's called the container. And we use this container to place, like I said, difficult feelings and thoughts and situations into this container. It could be real or imaginary, and we'll get to that in just a second. But I want you to know that what you're putting in the container, we're not sweeping it under the rug and pretending like it doesn't exist, it's not important. Absolutely not. It's in fact quite the opposite. With the container, what we're doing is whatever this is, person, situation, thought, feeling, memory from the past, is so important that now is not the right time for you to be dealing with it. For example, let's say I get into an argument with my spouse and then I hit the freeway and I'm driving. That is not the time for me to be thinking about that argument. I need to put it somewhere in my mind, focus on the road so I can get to where I have to get to safely. Okay, same thing like, say you're in a board meeting, you don't want to be thinking about, how Jane down the hall just stressed you out with that brand new proposal that's on your desk. You got to be thinking about the board meeting. So you need to put this stuff away, right, and be able to focus. Okay, so the container. There's some conditions with the container. It could be real, it could be imaginary. If it's real, it needs to be something that you do not see on a regular basis, okay? So if this container is, say, my filing cabinet in my office, every time I sit down and I look at my filing cabinet, I am gonna think about whatever I just put inside, and then I'm gonna be triggered to then feel those feelings again, and this isn't what I wanna do, okay? I'm gonna write it down, or I'm gonna keep it in my memory bank for dealing with it later, but this is not the time to deal with it because maybe I'm with a client, right? So if it's real, it needs to be something that you don't see on a regular basis. If it is imaginary, it needs to be, there's some conditions that need to apply as well. Okay, some of these conditions are, it needs to be large enough that whatever you put inside is gonna fit, okay? It needs to be strong enough that whatever goes inside is not going to break out. And it needs to be sealable or lockable so that whatever goes inside, you are the only human alive that has the key for the lock, or the retina scanner. It's only your eyes that work, or it needs to be or the secret pathway to find the container. As you can tell, your mind can make this as creative as you like. Okay, so this is kind of a fun exercise. It could be as simple, as basic as you like, it's just a box. Or it could be as extreme as, mine, for example, is on the moon. Okay, I've never been to the moon myself. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure my container does not actually exist on the moon. So feel free to be as creative as you like and have some fun. Okay, so there's some other conditions as well, and I just want to go through those so that when I give you the go-ahead, you can pause, you can come up with your container, and then we can get started. Okay, we're going to test it out and everything. It's going to be great. So when you think about, this container, I want you to think about it as kind of like a holding place, okay? We're not talking about, a coffin or like a dungeon. It's not a prison cell, okay? This is a holding place where you're gonna feel comfortable. Whatever you put inside, whether that be a person or a situation or a feeling, whatever that stuff is, it's gonna feel comfortable to be in this place for you to deal with it later, okay? It's kind of weird thinking about it this way, but it's helpful. So I kind of think about a container as sort of like a hotel lobby in kind of a fancy hotel, right? You're talking like luxury seating area where you can put your feet up, you can read a magazine, and maybe wait for your friends to come join you. Or right, this is nice, it's comfortable. You could spend a couple hours there if you had to and be okay. right? Obviously you didn't come there to see the hotel lobby, but you can chill there for a little while if you like. Okay, same idea. So if it's a container here, maybe it's got some velvet lining inside that's really nice, maybe some satin pouches to put some things inside, or maybe some special compartments that things can be organized and separated. You can feel free to be as creative as you like, as long as you meet these conditions. It's got to be big enough, strong enough, and sealable, and comfortable. Okay, so I'm gonna let you think about it. You can pause this video and think about what a good container for you would be like, okay? If it's real, by the way, it needs to be something that's in your adult life as well. I don't want you to be thinking about something from the past, okay? There's some reasons why I'm making that request for you as well. So just think about that. So if it's real, it's in your adult life, and it needs to be something you don't see on a regular basis. Okay, so those are your conditions. Pause the video for a second and come back, and then we're gonna try it out, okay? All right, welcome back. Okay, hopefully that was effective for you. You came up with an idea for a container. And remember, your container can always be something that you expand upon later, or you change up a little bit. So don't think that this is you have to have it perfect this time. You can always modify it later. Okay, so with the container, we're gonna try it out. Okay, so I want you just to think about your container. I want you just to close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. And I want you to just sort of notice, are you in the scene yourself as first person? So you're walking up to your container and looking at it through your eyes, or are you seeing sort of a third person scene where you have a camera or something, and you're seeing yourself in the scene with the container? Or is it just a container in your mind's eye, kind of like the Matrix? Okay, so I want you to think about what it kind of is that you're seeing there. I want you to go up to your container, and I want you to spin it around. Okay, so I want you to see the outside of the container, walk around it if it's really big. I want you to notice all the sides of your container, all the corners. I want you to make sure that it's very solid. There are no cracks, there's no leaks, there's no holes, there's no rust spots. It's solid, okay? Whatever material it is, make note of that as well. Is it aluminum? Is it metal? Is it wood? Is it stone? Is it an energy field? What is it, okay? So I want you to get a really good sense here, so it's solid on the outside, right? Okay. So now what I want you to do, because it's the first time that you've created this container here, is it should be empty. So I want you just to open the lid or open the door, or whatever the entrance is to your container. And I want you to look inside. I want you to make sure that on the inside now, same thing. It's solid, right? No holes, no cracks, no leaks, no rust spots, no tears. If there's some fabric inside, nothing. It needs to be solid, okay? So check out that inside of your container. And now what I want you to do is simply walk out of the container, close the lid, whatever that might be, close it up, lock it up. Okay, check the lock. Give it a tug, make sure that it's, again, solid. It's locked up. Okay, excellent. So I'm assuming that what you've done here is working so far, okay? Now what I want you to do is we're gonna test it out. So you can open your eyes and you can join the video again here with me. And so everything that you're gonna see is rated on a SUDS scale, subjective units of disturbance scale in EMDR. And so that means 0 is no distress whatsoever, neutral, doesn't have to be positive, but it's neutral. And 10 is the highest amount of distress you can possibly imagine. So I want you to think about something that's on the lower scale first, okay? So it could be a person, situation, feeling, something that you felt over this last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that, where you were sitting at about a 4 or 5 in terms of distress. So kind of in the middle or lower, okay? So just take a moment, close your eyes, think about a situation that pops up at about a 4.5 or 5. Okay, got it? Okay, so I want you now to also check, where do you feel that in your body? Where do you feel that stress? Okay, so I want you to locate it in your body. Okay, where is it? Is it in your heart? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your throat? Is it in your feet? Is it in your arms? Where is that stress located? Okay. Next thing I want you to do is to give it a color. Okay. Is it red? Is it green? Is it orange, purple, black, white? What color is this distress in your body? Okay. So now that you have a color, you've got a location, I want you to notice, is there a shape? Does it take the shape of your body area that it's located in, or is it its own kind of shape? Is it a circle? Is it a square? Is it diamonds? What is your distress shaped like? Okay, so you've got a color, you've got a shape, you've got a location. I want you also to check out, does it move? Okay, is it going in and out, up and down? Is it vibrating? Is it just sitting like a rock? What is going on with that feeling? Okay. Now, is there a temperature to that feeling? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it lukewarm? Is it neutral? Okay, so hopefully you should be getting a good sense of this feeling, where it is, what it looks like, what it feels like, what is it doing? Okay, so I want you to imagine that location now, close your eyes, and I want you just to also now visualize your container, whether that be a box or whether that be a giant compartment, whatever it is, your container. I want you to open the door, whether you're doing that manually or telekinetically. You're going to open that door or that lid, and I'm going to let you just allow this sensation that you're feeling in your body, color, shape, how it feels. I want you just to let it float from your body into this container, into one of those comfy compartments maybe, so that it's nice and comfortable while it waits there for you to deal with it. Remember, this is about honoring how important that particular feeling is, not pretending like it doesn't exist. So that's why it's going in a nice holding facility. Let your feeling just sit there. So when you feel like it is inside your container in a nice little compartment, I want you to simply close the door. Close the door, close the lid, whatever that might be, and lock it up. Lock it up. Okay, tug on the lock again. I want you to make sure it's solid. And I want you to check around the container. Check for holes, cracks, leaks, rust spots, whatever. I want you to make sure again that it is, whatever's inside is not coming out. It is solid, that container. Okay. So now what I want you to do is open your eyes. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful for you, and feel free to get back in touch with me and enjoy your container, and look for another video shortly. Okay, bye for now.